Good morning, Flosstube. Pam, stitching between the lines. Today's Friday, November 8th, 2019. Video number 65, take 3. I do not know what's going wrong this morning. Must be the snow. It's blinding me. Anyway, my computer over here is updating, so hopefully it doesn't do anything that makes me have to turn to it. But I'm trying to get it in my phone to talk to each other better. I don't know. Does anybody else have this problem since the new Apple updates? My phone doesn't recognize that I have read and either replied to or deleted emails on my iPad, for instance. So every time I go to my phone, there's like, 110 emails. I'm like, I don't want to go back through them. I don't want to delete something. Anyway, there's no excuse for them not to talk to each other. I'm blaming it on Apple because of the update, but maybe it's AOL. I don't even want to go there. My kids keep trying to convince me to change to like a Gmail account, but I don't know. How long's it been since we've had email? Like more than 15 years. I've always had the same email address. It just seems monumental to change it. So anyway, let's not go for take 4. I'll promise not to lament over whatever's this morning. Anyway, I've been stitching a little bit. We've been busy. It's always busy. It feels busier than normal. Some of it's the outside work that needs to be done. Now that it snowed, the remainder of the things that we haven't like cut down or put to bed for the winter will be dead. And we'll have to go out there and clean those up. So anyway, I don't know. Oh, so what have I been doing? I have a finish. This is a finish I didn't have on hand at the last video, but it was done. If it's hard for me to show it, I have pictures. So it's under the dome. It was an exclusive made by designed by Julie at Reflections and Framing in Omaha and or around Omaha. I don't think Omaha's the address. But anyway, she was showing it at the very first StitchCon. No, we saw it on a video. Anyway, the very first StitchCon, it was a topic of conversation. I don't know if she had it there with her. I'm not thinking. But anyway, if she could get enough people interested in it, because all the components need to be made, the snowman and so on, she would release it again. I'm trying to get that reflection off of it, but that's not going anywhere. That's the windows. So cute. The snowman sitting on a little piece of wood just sat so happily in there. I didn't do anything to attach him. It didn't seem necessary. So that's why I'm not sure how much I can tip it. But there's 4 trees around a circle of snow and the snowman. And it is stinking cute. The dome came from Hobby Lobby. So I know it's sucky that I'm showing something that people can't get, but there it is. Doesn't mean, here's the thing, it doesn't mean you can't create something similar. Maybe you're not going to have a sculpted snowman in there, but there's certainly enough figurines of snowmen or winter creatures and trees. Trees are readily available in patterns, and it's done on the fabric with the dots. And there's snowflakes stitched in there with some beads that just make them stand out a little bit. So there, we're going to look at it like it's just an idea. Like I said, this I got at Hobby Lobby, but they're readily available other places. I have another one that I got, I think, on Amazon. Nothing's in it, but it's, potential to put things in. So anyway, it's so cute. It's so cute. And then I finished some other things that were, lingering. Like, for example, I finished Brenda Gervais Wordplays. And if you've watched me for a while, I was trying to do one a month throughout the year of 2019. I got off to a rocky start, doing none in January and February, doing a bunch in March and playing some catch up and getting caught up. And then I passed by, in September, I think I did 2. And so in October, I did 2, and they are done. So here's October, which maybe is my favorite. Typically a Christmassy or a winter is my favorite. But I like pumpkins too. And that little witch and her broom is too cute. So this is done on a piece of oaken. This is done on 32 oaken with, let me think. I think I did it because I'm blind and I don't have magnifiers on. I'm pretty sure I had to stitch this with, oh, nope, it's 2 over 2. Something else I stitched recently on a piece of Picture This Plus 32, I had to stitch with just 1 over 2. It must have been one of the prior Wordplays, you know, with the dyeing process or whatever. Sometimes just plumps those fibers up. And then the other one I finished, yay, was September. September's done on a piece of 32 count vintage light exemplar. Cute one too. I always like an apple tree. I like there to be an apple tree. And a flag is not a bad thing either. A lot of people in this one. Well, it felt like a lot of people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people, that's kind of a lot. So it's cute. They're done. I have not, I have a basic idea of my finishing. I have a metal tray that's ornate around it. I don't think it's silver. Silver plate, metal, something. That I had planned to finish these all into some kind of shape, whether it be oval or rectangle, to be magnetic in that tray. I am not convinced that's the route I'm going. We'll see. I've had the tiniest, littlest bug to actually FFO some things, which is like unheard of because I will let them linger forever and a day. I had stitched a few ornaments. The only thing, it's funny, who showed this? Daylene, I think. So grateful. Showed this as the ornament that she stitched out of the issue, and it was funny because I also stitched the ornament out of that issue. I finished it though as an ornament round with trim, backing trim, a hanger, a bead. So that came out cute, and it's a cute little, it's a quick stitch. I did it on a piece of that khaki gingham. A bullfinch is what he is. Cute. And I like this. These little touches down there. So there, look at me. I stitched something out of the ornament issue well in advance of Christmas. I haven't stitched anything out of an ornament issue in a couple years, so that's remarkable. And then I also stitched this little freebie. I actually stitched this twice. A little freebie. It's from Kissy Cross, which is Kristen Schmidt, who does a lot of freebies, and I found it on Pinterest. And they say, I tried to Google her and make sure it was indeed really a freebie, and I kept coming up with Freebies by Kissy Cross. So I don't know, but I did it anyway. So the sun again. So this pumpkin, I just loved the pumpkin, and this is a quick one evening stitch. Maybe I don't stitch more than a couple hours in an evening. I stitched it with the called for, which is a burnt orange kind of color, and I stitched it again using a red. That one's downstairs still being FFO'd because it didn't go as smoothly as expected, which is funny because this guy who I just kind of made up as I went pretty well. I found this ramekin, right, at Joann's, and so I cut the appropriate size pieces to fit right in there, and kind of hinged it. Sorry, there's some things in there. Hinged it so it's like a little orc container, or to keep something that you want handy by you. So that really came out cute. Huh. So anyway, there's that. Like I said, it's got a few stitching supplies you might like near your stitching table. Inside of it, some thread heaven and whatever. And then I finished this, which I can't even tell you how long ago I started it. I don't know. And then it laid around. And then I thought, well, shoot, it really needs finishing. Well, not only that, I took it to Amana with me, and I could stitch it without a magnifier, so I could work on it like in my hotel room the first night when I was at the airport hotel and blah blah. Anyway, I finished it. I like to make a hanger out of the leftover beads so that it really, really, really matches. There's no question. I do that quite often. So I just strung them in a, pattern. Some felt on the back, and he's an ornament. This one had, it was done in 2 parts, gives the, like a yoke on top of the sweater. So, Mill Hill ornament, done. I have several Mill Hills started. 2. I think 2. One's a big one of the big ones that fits in a 5x5 frame. That one gives me a little grief. So I haven't gone back and picked it up since the day it was designated as a Mania whip. I found my error that I had made the first time I worked on it and fixed that, and then pretty much haven't been back to it since. No reason. I don't know. And then look at here. Okay, I'm not really showing my back. But as I'm sitting here, one of the last things I stitched was some of Santa's fluff on his hat or whatever. Look, there's a loop. And it's a loop that if I just pull it a little bit, it'll come right out. It's one of those loops, so I obviously didn't notice it was back there. But what this is my birthday start from last year. We're creeping up on my birthday this year, and if I don't have this baby done, then I'm not supposed to have another birthday start, but we'll see, as I really have made headway. Mirabilia's Spirit of Christmas. It's been dogging me for a while now. I've lamented it for quite some time. I'll put a picture here of where it was after I showed it last time. And where we are now. Look I have made serious progress. This is the only thing I'm working on right now, pretty much. So when I showed it before, I hadn't quite finished his sleeve, and I only had the tiniest little bit of his jacket done, or maybe I had come down with the brown and that was it. So I have done all of this. This is the most intense part, is all this white. Finish, finish, finish. I'm into his beard, his hair, his, the ruff on his coat, I think, or the, collar of his coat. His face, he has a face. I remember watching Yanni in Mexico, who does so many mermaids and princesses and whatnot. And she had done a video on stitching the faces, how she stitches the faces of her mermaids or ladies, lots of ladies. And she said, I always like to give them a face as soon as I can, because then it feels like you're working on, a real person or whatever. And when I did his face, I felt like that. I'm like, oh, look at that. He just looked, I don't know. It just makes you like it even more. So I'm working on the fluff on his hat, and then there's a little hat. And then I get to start on, I started it, but get to move on to the big wreath that's around him. So there's hope. I honestly kind of doubt I'll have it finished by my birthday, but I have made so much progress that I'm maybe going to grant myself a birthday start. We'll see. Maybe I can hold off, but everything happens at once. A birthday start, a Christmas start, a New Year's start. So I don't know. We'll see. But I'm very happy to have made such good progress on this. So that's it. That's all the stitching. Isn't that kind of... I usually have a lot more. But I'm dedicating myself to the Santa and to finish the Wordplays and doing some finishing. So that's not bad. So anyway, there's that stuff. Oh, I'm going to the Frugal Empire retreat next weekend in Albany. Albany is, I think GPS says it's 3.5 hours away. Probably somewhere around there. I've been to that area many, many, many times. I have my work always had a conference there, Albany being the state capital. Me working for the state, we had conferences there. And so probably it's really more like a 4-hour drive, but whatever. So I want to address these. I posted these on Instagram, and so probably some of you have seen them. I have 2 quilts that I'd like to sell. That didn't do much for the lighting on the quilt, but it lets you see more of the quilt. It's a hard thing to come to this conclusion that I have too many quilts. Don't let my husband hear that. I just have to keep making. It's just like stitching. You just have to keep doing it. So this quilt was a kit, and it hung over it hung for one winter. I think just one winter. So it has a pocket on the back. Um, it's made by me. Every stitch on it's by me. Appliqued, pieced, quilted, bound, and a pocket put on the back, all by me. A pocket like that holds a rod. Like when I hang quilts, I buy a curtain rod, like a fancy curtain rod with the hooks, and the rod, sits in the hooks, and so that's what I hang them with. So that's the kind of pocket I put on. There's other ways to hang quilts, but that's just what I do. So anyway, I am interested in selling a couple of them that just, there's only so much wall space. This one, I forgot its name. Both quilts that I'll show, all my quilts are made with good quality fabric. Just like cross stitch fabric, there's yucky fabric, and then there's good quality fabric, good quality quilt fabrics. So this one, the snowman measures 48 inches wide by 60 inches long, and I've priced it at $150, which probably doesn't even cover all the materials. And that would include shipping in the United States, the continental United States. So I would ship it priority and make sure it's insured for as much as you paid for it. So if you're interested, let me know. If you haven't seen them on Instagram, you can. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you can request. The only thing I look for when somebody requests me on Instagram is I try to either recognize the name, recognize who else they follow, or look and see that they have anything related to quilts or cross stitch in their own Instagram posts. So I will show some close-up pictures here of this quilt. Then I'm going to pause this and I'm going to change it out for the other quilt. Okay, back. So this quilt is smaller. The Witches is 38 inches wide, 52 inches long. Also made by me, every part of it. I quilted it, I pieced it, I made all those little dangly legs. Those legs dangle free. It's a quilt pattern by Buggy Barn, and I thought it was cute as can be. But again, it hangs in the closet, folded up over I use hangers like where I've put a big round cardboard, not, it's stronger than a paper towel roll, but that kind of size. When I buy batting on a roll, it comes on these really hard cardboard centers, and we slice them and put them on hangers so that when I hang my quilts, they're not like tightly creased over a hanger. So this one, I'm charging $125 for, and again, that includes shipping here in the United States, the states that I'll touch, the continental United States. PayPal, we'll do PayPal. So, and I'll try to watch the timestamp of anybody who asks for it to make sure things come out fair. So there. What else? Anything? Nothing. That's all I can think of. Pretty much. Wow. Short video. Probably this will get uploaded tomorrow when I go where there's good internet. Maybe I'll try it from home. I'm not really sure. I have been able to upload without a problem straight from YouTube. Like I've used the YouTube creator. Like first I edit it in iMovies, save it as a photo, and then I go to the YouTube creator page and not page but app, and have been able to upload straight from there. So no Google photo issue, none of that nonsense anymore. So there it is. There we have it. all the things. So have a good weekend, and I will see you all soon. Bye.